Good afternoon. Sorry, good evening. I'm just puzzled by my screen here. Let me quickly fix it. Technology is just something else, guys. Pardon me for that. Awesome. Awesome. Then let's try again. Good evening. Welcome to today's episode of Wednesdays with Pastor K. Thank you for tuning in. I'm so excited to be your host tonight. I was just surprised when I saw my screen. Otherwise, with technology, you can always expect something. But welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Wednesday night, and I'm happy to spend the next few minutes of my time with you. Please do the following for me: like the feed, share the feed, comment, and let's get our world into this room. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, welcome as well. Remember to subscribe so that you are able to get notifications every time I go live or every time we load a sermon or a teaching on YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe. And those who are on Facebook, let's interact. Make sure to comment, to share, and also tag a friend as well so that they can join us in this stream as well. Last week, we took some time to talk about an interesting topic. We titled it Powerful Principles We Can Learn from an Eagle. And I believe that many were blessed by last week's teaching. It was a powerful one, borrowing some principles from an eagle. For those of you who have missed it last week, I'll just do a quick recap. And also, I understand that today we might not have a lot of viewers because people are watching the presidency. They are watching President Cyril Ramaphosa and Donald Trump. So I do understand if people are not logging in today, but we'll just minister to those who have tuned in because we cannot just decide not to go live because Wednesday is our night and we are used to doing this every single week. So just want to quickly welcome, or let me just rather do the recaps quickly and then we start with today's teaching. Let me know, those of you who are watching, if you can see me clearly and if you can hear me also clearly. Let me know if I am visual enough and I am audible enough. And and then we'll take it from there. So like I said last week, we discussed a very interesting topic I titled Powerful Principles We Can Learn from an Eagle. And these were the principles I gave last week. I think I gave 7 of them. Yes, 7 of them. And number 1, I said eagles fly alone at a high altitude. They fly alone and they fly at a high altitude. We said that you must learn. What we took from this thing was that learn to hang around with the like-minded. And if you are found to have friends, let it be people that think like you. Let it be people who are like-minded. And secondly, we said eagles have an accurate vision. They have an accurate vision. And what we took from that was that we have to have a vision for our lives and we have to be focused on that vision. We said also that number 3, eagles don't eat dead things. They don't eat dead things. And from this, we took that we do not have to remain or get stuck in our previous victories or our past, but we must constantly get better and better and move on. Don't stay in your yesterday, but continue to build your today and let it lead you to your tomorrow. And also we said that number 4, I think, eagles love the storm. Eagles love the storm. And at times we said that we have to be appreciative of the storms that we face in life because they have come for the betterment of our lives, the good of our lives. The Bible says all things work together for the good to them that are called by God's purposes, according to his purposes, actually. And number 5, we said that eagles prepare for training. They prepare for training, and we saw how eagles raise their children, their eaglets, and we saw how powerfully they nurture them into taking off and beginning to fly as well. It was a very powerful one. And number 6, we said eagles rejuvenate. Eagles rejuvenate, and we emphasize from this one that we have to constantly take some time off in order to rejuvenate, to recharge, to recalibrate, and to come back into this thing called life and to push it with everything that we have in us. And number 7, eagles test before they trust. Eagles test before they trust. That's also a very important one. They test before they trust. Many of us, we tend to trust people too quickly. We never give ourselves time to get to know people, but eagles test before they trust. And those were the principles and the keys I gave you concerning the eagles, and those were the keys that we can learn from an eagle. And I believe that you were blessed by those last week. And today I want to quickly welcome those who have tuned in, and then we'll proceed with today's topic. We have Jabu Marema watching on Facebook. Welcome, son. Good to see you. And we have also Peladi Bele Khomeswana watching on Facebook. Welcome, daughter. Good to see you. We have Tiamo Kabelo Khwadi watching on YouTube. Welcome, son. Good to see you. And we have Mkhayeji watching on Facebook. Welcome, daughter. Good to see you. We have Tsepama daughter watching on YouTube. Welcome, son. So good to see you. And we have Princess Sitole watching on Facebook. Welcome. Good to see you, Princess. And yes, Princess is watching from KZN. What's the area there? Mtunzini, KZN. Welcome. We are so excited to have you online. And we have also Tandos Kosana watching on YouTube. Welcome, daughter. Good to see you. We have also, let's see who else is watching here. Kimisi is watching on YouTube, on Facebook. Welcome, daughter. So good to see you. We have also my beautiful wife watching on Facebook, and let's welcome her there. She's watching on Facebook. Welcome, wifey. Good to see you. Awesome stuff, guys. And thank you all for tuning in. We are experiencing such a very cold weather. I believe maybe you're sitting with your cup of soup, or you're sitting with your coffee there or tea, and enjoy it while you listen. It is a very cold weather. I believe it's going to last also right through tomorrow as well. But we continue to soldier on, right? Awesome. So allow me tonight to talk to you on the subject I titled Signs You Have Reached Maturity. The signs that you have reached your maturity. Number 1, you have mastered when to and not to explain yourself. Once you know when to explain yourself and when not to say anything, that means you have reached your maturity. Signs of immaturity: you want to respond to everyone. You want to respond at you or anyone that picks on you. But signs that you have reached maturity is that you have mastered when to and not to explain yourself. That's a very powerful one. There are certain people that sometimes you don't owe them even an explanation. You must just keep quiet. Not everyone deserves an explanation. No, not everyone deserves an explanation. At times you must just keep quiet. Not every conversation can be validated with a response, but some you must just keep quiet and move on. Not everyone deserves your justification. At times we end up arguing with people we shouldn't be arguing with, and you know an old saying that says never argue with a fool. At times we have to be very careful on how we handle our responses, and also know when to respond and when not to respond. I remember there was this man of God, I think it was Archbishop Zondo years ago, pardon me. I was listening to him preach, and he said, never go to the platform of the enemy when you are invited by him and God is saying nothing. At times, you must learn and you must master the art of not explaining yourself. And instead, you must let your actions speak. Let your actions speak. Never allow every word that is unnecessary to come out of your mouth, because we are led by the words of our mouth, and we will be judged for the things we said. We will be judged for the words we have uttered. You may find that even though maybe somebody might have come at you or might have come against you, and you may find that you responding to that particular person make that person look better than you of the way you responded. So don't validate every attack with explaining yourself. You don't have to explain yourself. Let your action louder, right? And secondly, you know that you have matured or you have reached maturity when you know how to control your emotions. There's a big part as well. We've got to know how to control our emotions. Emotions play a major role in our lives, and we will be, normally people will judge our character based on how we react to certain things. And some situations don't need your reaction. You know, it's just similar to the point that I've mentioned first. Some situations don't need your reaction. There are moments where we just have to keep quiet and never react and just remain calm. I know at times it becomes difficult, but it is the best thing to do. And in order for us to be able to distinguish if you have reached, the place of maturity is by seeing how you control your emotions. And one of the marks that you are a matured person is the fact that you know how to control your emotions. And that's big. That's a huge thing. Reacting impulsively makes you weak. It makes you weak. At times when you respond, people might even forget what the enemy said to you or what your attacker said to you, but they might not forget how you responded to them because of how impulsively you have responded. Because reacting impulsively, it makes you weak, and responding calmly makes you strong. You have to respond calmly to many attacks and to certain utterances that are made against us, and they don't need us to validate them. At times, snapping back in an argument is the trap to dent your reputation. And many of us do snap, and it's never good. Never snap at an argument. You'll always find people who are negative. You'll always find people who are toxic. You'll always find people who are always looking for a fight. But make sure that you don't snap back at them or at them in an argument. Never, because it is a trap to dent your reputation. And you might find that there are people who never actually knew you, but they are experiencing you for the very first time with this reaction, which seems impulsive, and it's making you look weak. So at times you must never allow the enemy to call the shots in your world, or never allow the enemy to lure you into a trap of their world, because by entertaining them in an argument, you will end up denting your reputation. And reputation is something that we need. Reputation is like currency. It is what you need to make it out there. Your influence will be dependent on your reputation. And if your reputation is not good, then your influence will diminish, or you might not even reach the place of influence. And speaking of this, I was investigating one of the rumors I saw about this other uh, man of God who is an ex-Satanist who was really thriving, who went viral on YouTube, and I was so amazed and astonished to actually see that this man now is being labeled with misbehavior in the kingdom of God, and people are starting to delete his material on YouTube. They are deleting also his the videos that they once posted about him in times of his rising into influence, simply because of misbehavior. And that takes us back to the place of reputation. Like I'm saying, your reputation can decide or can dictate whether you're going up or down. It is your reputation. If your reputation is not good, like I said, your reputation is like currency. If you don't have a good reputation, it will be difficult for you to rise, or it will be difficult for you to stay at the top, because reputation is like currency. Yeah. Thank you, son. I appreciate your interacting. Thank you so much, Tsepang. And Tsiamo says, I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn the hard way to control my emotions, because I used to react out of impulse, because I used to be so defensive and had a lot of anger. But during my journey, I've learned to keep it cool. I love that. I love that, and the fact that you admit that you had a problem, you had an issue, and you found a way of dealing with this issue. It is very important that we always navigate, around what is deeming us to be what's the word I'm looking for, but to be people who cannot control their emotions. And I'm glad that you're working on that. It's very important, because that alone will affect your growth and will affect your influence as well. And people will label you as somebody with tantrums. People will label you as somebody with issues, and I'm glad that you're working on that and you're overcoming in that area. And also, wisdom in arguments is taking a deep breath. That's wisdom in arguments. I'm actually advising you how to be wise in arguments. You need to take a deep breath when attacked and responding when calm. When you feel that an argument is heated, there's no need to respond, especially when your temperature is very high, or emotions are running high. Don't respond. Don't respond. If there's one thing I don't have grace for, is the place of anger. I don't have grace for that. I don't have grace to be angry. There are people who handle themselves very well when they are angry, but I'm not one of those people. And that is why I avoid being angry. I avoid being angry. And at times, because once I get angry, it even becomes difficult for me to speak. Words are difficult to come out of my mouth, because I don't have grace in that area. So I know that every time I get angry, God is not with me. There's one thing when you have what you call a holy anger, where actually God is the one addressing the crowd or the audience, God showing his anger. But when I am the one who's angry, I'm telling you, I don't have grace. I don't have grace there. I am all alone, and God does not back me up there. You would find I will struggle to speak. You must know that now I'm angry, and I struggle to speak. But where there's peace, I flow and I speak, with peace. And like I say, wisdom in arguments is taking a deep breath when attacked and responding when calm. So it's something that I constantly work on. And I must say that from where I come from, I have long improved in that area. And there will come a time where I feel that now I am disappointed in something and I will express my feelings. But the moment you can even see me struggle to speak and my emotions are high, then you must know this man is angry and the grace for me to be there is not there. I don't have that grace, right? Number 3, your focus is not on results, but an effort. These are signs that you have reached maturity. Your focus is not on results, but on effort. That's very important. That's very important. Many people focus on results, yet they neglect putting an effort. And that is why many people become frustrated, because when they don't see results, they stop putting in the effort. But listen to this. Focus on effort. You must focus on effort and not results. Focusing on the effort instead of results, it's a sign that you are matured. It's a sign that you are matured. And this is one of the reasons why people burn out, because they, more than anything, they are looking for results and they neglect putting in an effort. And this will cause you to have a burnout or to be frustrated or to get frustrated and give up. And that's because if our goal is results, the moment you don't see results, then you're going to get frustrated or you're going to burn out. But always focus on effort. Let things unfold naturally. Let things unfold naturally. Look, we are responsible to plant. We are responsible to water. But the harvest comes from the Lord. The harvest comes from the Lord. We are responsible for working hard. We are responsible for investing in ourselves. But promotion, growth comes from the Lord. It comes from the Lord. Don't focus on what does not come from you. It doesn't come from you. Increase comes from the Lord. Increase comes from the Lord. And the reason why many people get frustrated is because they have wrong focus. Keep doing what is good. The Bible says never get tired of doing good. Never get tired of doing good. At the appointed time, the Lord will reward. The Lord will reward. At times we focus on the results and we end up getting discouraged because we don't see any fruit in what we are doing. Keep on doing it. Keep on doing it until you start bearing fruit. You must keep on doing it. You must keep on pushing. Let things unfold naturally. Let things unfold through God's timing. God's timing is powerful. God's timing is powerful. At times, we lose heart because things don't happen when we expect things to happen. On social media, don't focus on the number of followers gained. No, don't focus on the number of followers gained, but focus on the quality of your posts. I'll say it again. Don't focus on the number of followers gained, but focus on the quality of your posts. Focus on that. Welcome, Bafana Nkosi. Good to see you, son. Focus on the quality of your posts. At times, you see somebody who's got 100 likes per post or has about 1,000 likes per post, and you look at yours, you only have 3 likes, and then you get discouraged. No, don't do that. Instead, focus on the quality of your posts. Make sure that you put value there. Make sure that you invest in your offering. Make sure that you learn more about what you're doing. Learn more on your craft. Gain dexterity on your craft. Gain your prowess in your craft. Make sure that you work as hard that no one can insult your pedigree. Make sure that you invest so much that even though you don't get the likes that match your offering, continue, because the issue is not that what you are getting out there is not potent or has no power. It means that you have not yet attracted the right people. Let me say that again. It means that you have not yet attracted the right people. The right people will find you if you don't give up. Right people will definitely find you if you don't get up. If you don't give up, pardon me for that. If you don't give up, you keep on doing this. You keep on doing this because the Bible says the kingdom of God is as a man scattering seeds. And as we live our day-to-day life scattering seeds on the ground, you never know which one is going to bear fruit. You never know. You never know which one of that seeds or of those seeds. So if you're continuously working on your craft and you continue to do what you want to do or what you're called to do, you continue to do it repeatedly without fail, whether there are fruits or not, or whether there is fruit or not, you continue to do it. Do it until you attract the right people. I'm not sure for how long had Lot suffered in his life, but when he met or when he chose to go on a journey with Abraham, he succeeded. He became successful. You keep on doing what you do best until the right people find you. I'm telling you, right people will definitely find you. They will definitely find you. You see, our elevation is not actually time, but our elevation comes through the people we meet. God says in the book of Numbers 1 and 5, it says, I have sent men to stand with you. I have sent men to stand with you. There are people that God had in mind when he created you. And you connecting with those people, it's an explosion. It is an explosion. So you mentioned a number of people. I mean, look, for how long had Joseph in the Bible seen visions and was able to interpret even the visions he saw? For how long has he dreamed dreams? For how long has he served others with his gift? But it only took him being connected to Pharaoh to take him to destiny. So keep on doing what you do best until God orchestrates your meeting with your destiny helper. I'm telling you, once you connect with your destiny helper, you have connected to your power. You have connected to your destiny. You have connected to who God says you are. So many people get discouraged. You measure yourself based on the likes. You measure yourself based on the followers. You measure yourself based on who's responding. No, don't do that. Keep on doing it until the right people connect to you. Until God causes you to connect with the right people. And the right people are coming in your life. It's just a matter of time. Like I said, promotion comes through people. Next level in your life will come through a person. Elevation in your life will come through people. Never get tired of doing good. Never get tired of doing good. At the appointed time, elevation will come. Yeah. Yes, Bafana Ngosi says, never get tired of doing good. I really needed to be reminded and energized in this. Let me rather use you as an example, Mr. Ngosi. You know, people like you who are building NGOs and NPOs, organizations like GA. I'm telling you, organizations like that take a long time. They take time to get off the ground because you need relevant people to believe in your mandate, to believe in your vision, to believe in what you have to offer. And trust me, if you keep on doing it and you gain more expertise and you become more dexterous, in what you do, I'm telling you, you'll get to a stage where it will begin to attract relevant stakeholders, people who will fund that movement and invest huge amounts of funds simply because they love what you do and they love how you do it. So before anyone can say, I don't see fruit in what I do, build value. All you've got to do is to continue to build value. And everything that we have to do or what we have to offer in solving problems, what matters is how we package it. What matters is how we package it. Package your offering in a manner that will cause people not to ignore you. Once you package value, it will be hard for people to ignore you. So we get better with time. So instead of focusing on the likes, instead of focusing on the responses and the following and the followership and going viral, we must focus on mastering the craft. For the fact that you feel like you're at a place of obscurity, a place where nobody pays attention to what you do, that's your time to invest in your craft, because there won't be any distractions because nobody is paying attention. So work on it while people are minding their own business and they are not minding you. Work on it so hard that it begins to speak for itself. That it begins to speak for itself. And that is why the Bible says in Luke 2:52, and the baby Jesus grew in wisdom and in stature, in favor with God and favor with men. There was a process. He grew. He grew in wisdom, he grew in stature, he grew in favor with God, and he grew in favor with men. You can see there was a process of growth. It took time, but eventually he made it there. So we must never get tired of doing what we do. Here's the thing. This is how I define success. Success is repetition of doing good. Success is repetition of doing good. Repetition of doing what you do over and over again. So there will never be success if there is no consistency. And that's what many people struggle with. Many people struggle with consistency. And that is why not many people succeed, because people lose heart and people get discouraged. And that is why people never make it out there, because they give up too quickly. So it will take you years of investment to have what we call an overnight success. And that is why we must never give up on constantly investing in our craft and building value. Yeah. Welcome, Kaz. I see Justice Mukhele is watching. Welcome, Kazi. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Send my regards to Mama. And also, let's see who we have here. We have Gugu. Gugu is watching on YouTube. Welcome, Gooks. Good to see you as well. And we have my dear friend, Lerato Matebese, watching on Facebook. Welcome, Jesus, man. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you, man. And we also, let me get to number 4. We are actually talking about the signs that you have reached your maturity. And we are now on number 4. We just finished number 3. We are getting to number 4. One of the signs that you have reached maturity is that you accept people as they are. You accept people as they are. You must know you have reached maturity. Sometimes we get frustrated on how people behave and how they do things, but I've learned to tolerate people and that we can never all be the same. Obviously, there will be a bit of complaints there and there, but I will never try to change somebody. It is an impossible exercise to do. But there are certain people we have to learn to tolerate because we cannot change people. Your focus, you accept people as they are. It's a sign that you have reached maturity. Yeah. Bafana says, thank you, Dad. I am thrilled, empowered, and inspired to do more. Keep doing good. Keep doing good, son. So, like I said, trying to change people will always lead to frustration. There are many people who've been trying to change people, but you are doing what is not your role. You're trying to play a part in what is not your part to play. Changing people is God's business. I'll say that again. Changing people is God's business, not man's business. You can influence people. You can transform lives, but change comes from the Lord. Change comes from the Lord. When somebody changes for the better, they must have had an encounter with God. So never try to change people. You will always end up frustrated. And proof that you are matured is that you accept people as they are. Only God has the power to change people, and some people just need to be tolerated rather than changed. Some people need to be tolerated rather than changed. At times you may tell somebody, please, I don't like noise. Don't come making noise when you come into my space. And they do it again tomorrow. They do it again the other day. You keep complaining. You keep grumbling. They keep doing it. At times, there are certain people you must just tolerate. You must just make peace with that, okay, this is how this person is, and I'm just going to move on from this. Like I said, some people just need to be tolerated rather than changed. It is difficult to change years of a faulty mindset. It is difficult. It is difficult to change years of a faulty mindset in a short space of time. That will be very difficult. You find that this person, has grown into that problematic behavior, so to say, for many, many years. You find that this person has been living like that for the past 10 years or 15 years, and you want to change them. You want to change them in a short space of time. It will never happen. It will never happen. It will be impossible. It will be impossible. So hand them over to God and trust God to do what is good. You obviously nothing is stopping you from speaking some sense into them, but don't expect that your words will change how they do things. Change comes from the Lord. Change comes from the Lord. Yeah, Princess says number 4 is very powerful. Even when you're dealing with your kids. Yeah, absolutely. That's true. That's true. This helped me to be more calm, knowing that I cannot change my kids' personality. That's true. That's true. With some people, we must just make peace and take a different approach. And that approach could be tolerating that particular person. There are certain people that there's nothing you can do to change how they do things. And number 5 of the signs that you have reached maturity in your life, you are consistent in how you approach life. You are consistent in how you approach life. You are not just motivated, but you are disciplined. You may find that you have finally taken the right path in your life. And having taken that path, you are not just motivated to take that path, but you disciplined yourself. And a sign that you have matured in your life. You have taken that path and you've been consistent in that path. Let me, for instance, use myself as an example. I got saved in 2011 when Archbishop Zondo in Everton preached the gospel of Jesus Christ to me. And I got converted in the year 2011. And today is 2025. And ever since 2011, I took a different turn. I was not only motivated and encouraged by the word he preached into my life or into my soul, but I remained on that path. And that is a sign that I am consistent in the approach I have taken towards life. There are many people who have moments of relapse, and we also know it in the faith, in Christianity, that some do backslide. It is a moment of relapse. Some do relapse, but that's a sign that they were not really matured. And that is why they had to go back to their vomit. But a sign of maturity is that you've turned away from your past life and you've been consistent in your approach, your new approach towards life. Discipline keeps you going when motivation fades, because motivation is being encouraged for that particular session or that particular meeting or hearing somebody speaking on YouTube or on TV. You are motivated at that time. But being disciplined is beyond motivation, because when you get motivated, when you receive words of wisdom from somebody, all you have to do is to discipline yourself in order to reflect those words of wisdom that you have received from that particular person. You must be consistent in your walk. You must be consistent. Be intentional about your dreams. Be intentional, and results will come. When you are intentional about your dream, that means you've got faith. You've got faith that results will come. Results don't show when you start a business, but results will show in years to come. Results don't show when you make a decision to build yourself as a brand, but results of the brand you've been building will show in years to come. And that is why your testimony will always be, it took me time to build what people see today. It will always take time. It will always demand years from you in order to produce something meaningful out there for the world to follow. So you must be patient with yourself and be intentional about your dreams and have faith that results will come. Have faith that results will come. I'm not sure what's your line of purpose or line of business or what you do, but have faith that results will come. Results will come. Results follow consistency. Results follow consistency. Number 6, you know when to walk away. That's a sign that you are matured. You know when to walk away. That alone is a sign that you are matured. Sometimes letting go is the best decision for your peace. It is the best decision for your peace. Sometimes letting go is the best decision for your peace. If a relationship drains you instead of building you, it's okay to distance yourself. Don't get stuck in a relationship that is toxic, that continues to drain you instead of building you. If a relationship continues to drain you instead of building you, it's okay to distance yourself. It's okay to distance yourself. And proof that you are matured enough is knowing when to walk away. There are people who remained in toxic and violent relationships until they were even killed in those relationships. They were not matured enough to know when to walk away. Sometimes conflict or sometimes friction is a signal that it's time to go. An unending friction is a signal to you that it's time to let go. At times we try to hold on to what no longer serves our purpose or what no longer serves us. And wisdom is knowing when to let go. Yeah. Mkhayechi says it is God's responsibility to change people. We can only influence. We can only influence. That's right. Yeah. You are not alone, ladies. There are many people who struggle with consistency, and that is why not many people succeed. Look, excuse me. Look, Jesus never stopped because the Pharisees didn't like him. He understood why he was here, and he kept on doing it, with or without his enemies. He kept on doing it. And every single day he opened his eyes, he understood that he was here on a mission. And that's what consistency will make you do. It will make you become intentional in your walk in this life. So consistency is not something we are born with. It's something that we give birth to. It's something that we build in ourselves. You will never be able to model consistency if you don't set a daily routine. And I remember when I started building my daily routine, which was years ago, that's when I began seeing results in my life. And that's how I got to build consistency in my life. And like I said on Sunday when I was speaking in the church, that you get to build a habit over 20 days, meaning that for 20, you must commit to doing that very same thing over and over again for the next 20 days. And that thing will become a habit in your life. So every habit that we have, it didn't happen in one day. It took us years to build that habit. And likewise with consistency, you must build a daily routine and stick to it. It won't help you writing things down if you're not going to go back to what you have written and go through it. So I have a daily routine, which I have on my phone notes, and every single day I have to follow that routine. I have a routine for Monday, I have a routine for Tuesday, and so forth. And every single day, if it's a Monday, I'll go to my Monday routine. I have to fulfill these things. That is why, for those of you who are following me on social media, you'd realize that every single day, there's something that I do. And also, including on social media, there are things that I do on those days. I am very strict when it comes to my daily routine because that's a recipe for success. If you want to succeed in life, build a daily routine and stick to it. Set goals in the beginning of the year and stick to achieving those goals. Set goals every single week. Set goals every single month. and adhere to the goals that you have set. Many people is that they break their own rules and they break their own goals. And that is why many people don't succeed. It takes consistency to succeed. Yeah. Yes, Bafana says, tough one. Without discipline, nothing works. Motivation fades as seasons change. Absolutely. Yeah. God bless you. And yeah, you see, like I said, here's Princess. Princess says also she struggles with consistency. People of God, if it's going to take you to success, it's not going to be easy. And that's consistency. That's consistency. Everyone who was discovered by somebody, let's take, for instance, a musician who was discovered by somebody great. You may find that they were discovered after years of them sitting in the corner every time singing, sitting in the corner every time singing, or going for auditions all the time singing, or going for auditions for idols or something like that. But when somebody relevant discovered them, it was like an overnight success. It was like an overnight success. I mean, you take, for instance, people like let me make an example with Dr. Malinga. I mean, this guy just dances, he just reflexes his body and he sings. Guess what? Because he did it for over time, he did it for many, many years until the relevant people discovered him. That's when he sprouted forth. That's when he broke through. Why? Because he kept on doing it. Whatever it is you're called to do, keep on doing it. Keep on doing it. God will send the right people at the right time, and those people will open bigger doors for you. They will open doors that no man can shut for you. And I like using an example, the example of people who were discovered by people. I once shared a story of this young lady on radio. She's a celebrity as well. I think it's Tando Tabete, who posted, I think I screen grabbed one of her posts where she was commending actually, or thanking, giving thanks. Yeah, it was a post of gratitude, giving thanks to a person who opened doors for her. Each and every one of us, our breakthrough is in a human being. Our breakthrough is in a human being. Yeah. That's right. Let me share my story. I'm supposed to close, but I feel the hunger from the people who are following today. I feel the hunger to share. But I remember when I joined a company, FMCG company, British American Tobacco. I remember I had always wanted to be part of that company, and my brother used to work for that company, and he took my CV and gave it to some guy. And I remember I went for an interview, and my interview was not successful, and they never called me. But I kept on, working hard in order to get that kind of a job. And like I said, God will always order your steps if you don't give up, and God will make a way, especially when you remain prayerful, because the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. And I remember at one time I went to some party in Spruit View, and I think I got there for only an hour. I got there late already, but there was something that said to me, just go there tonight. And I went there. And when I got there, that very guy who interviewed me was there. And I went straight to this guy and I said to him, "Hey, how are you, sir? Hey, I'm still waiting for you. Hey, I keep looking forward to each week, hoping that you would call." He said to me, "You know what? Please send me a text tomorrow morning. Remind me of your CV." And that was it. That urge in me of wanting to go there, even though I did not know why I wanted to go there, but being obedient to that inner voice that said, go there, was God saying to me, now I'm making things work together for your good. Just go there And being obedient, because you must remember, we become obedient not knowing why. The problem is that we want to know why, and the why does not belong to you. So I got there, yet God caused the very same guy who is a solution for my employment to be there as well. And me going to him, because I could have easily avoided him, but I went directly to him and I spoke to him. The following day, which was a Monday, I called this guy. I sent him a text. I said, be reminded of my CV. Guess what? He called me back. He said, I gave your CV to somebody. Listen, he gave it to somebody. And that person called me. And to cut the long story short, I got that job. I worked for that company for 5 years, British American Tobacco, and flourished in that company until I resigned to go full-time into business. And that was my last employer. And I went into business, and the rest is history. I'm here today talking to you. So that's what I'm talking about. Keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you're called to do. Your increase will come from the Lord. Yeah. Taban Tladi, welcome, son. Good to see you, man. Taban says, I think having to watch this is also a sign of maturity. I like that. I like that. Hey, this man must become a comedian. My son Bafana says, I don't know what it is, but there's a magic in writing down. Somehow there's a supernatural power that eventually assists. But even knowing this, I still have to pull myself to do the writing. Ticking done. Yeah, absolutely. It's a good feeling. And disappointed when not achieved. Power of writing down forces consistency. That's right. That's right. Clary says we need to focus on working on ourselves to get a better version of ourselves. Absolutely. Yeah, let me move on for the sake of time. So, and by knowing when to walk away, it is a skill actually, and it's a sign that you're matured. And number 7 is you take responsibility for your actions. That's a sign that you are matured. You take responsibility for your actions. People who are immature don't take responsibility for their actions. What do? They blame others instead of taking responsibility. They blame others for their own mistakes. Blaming others keeps you stuck. If you never admit you are wrong, you're going to remain where you are. If you never admit that you messed up, you're going to remain in your mess. Blaming others keeps you stuck. But owning your mistakes helps you grow. Owning your mistakes helps you grow. For example, if you are late for an important meeting or occasion, acknowledge it and improve your time management. Acknowledge it and improve your time management. Number 8, you know when to be silent. It's a sign you have reached your maturity. You know when to be silent. Sometimes we just have to be silent and listen. And, it's a trick I've learned over the years that when you are in the presence of great people, don't speak too much. Just keep silent and draw from them. Draw from them. It's a skill. It's a skill. Sign that you're matured is that you know when to be silent. Not every thought needs to be voiced out. I'll repeat this. Not every thought needs to be voiced out. Here's the thing that you need to know about silence. Silence holds power. It holds power. You must never entertain being talkative. Be silent at times, especially when you're in the presence of greatness. You can draw much from them if you don't interrupt through talking too much. And here's the thing. Never argue with a negative person. Never argue. with a negative person. Let success be your response. This is how you respond to negative people. Succeed. I'll repeat that. Never argue with a negative person. Let success be your response to them. Don't say anything. Just work hard and succeed. That will be your response to a person who's negative towards you. Like I said, listen more than you talking. Here's the thing. Wisdom listens. Knowledge speaks. Knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. Listens. Yeah. Welcome, men of God. I see Gift is watching. Pastor Gift is watching. He says, wow, I relate on your testimony, man of God. I call more 10 times this guy, very popular, to podcast later. On after our first meeting, the same place, we shoot a day after I became a crew member. I love that, man of God. I love that. You see, this is how it works. This is how it works. For the next level that was in Ruth, it required Boaz to activate it, or it required Naomi to activate it. It's always God using somebody to lift somebody up. That's how it works. And number 9, I'm almost done, guys. I know we've taken a while today. Number 9, a sign that you have grown up is that you don't entertain gossip. You don't entertain gossip. It's a sign you are matured. It's a sign that you're matured. Most gossipers are broke. I'll repeat that. One of the signs that you are a matured person is that you don't entertain gossip. Why? Because most gossipers are broke. Why are they broke? Instead of working, they entertain people stuff, and they keep talking about people instead of working hard and investing in themselves. They sit and discuss people who are doing something with their lives. And that is why, show me a gossiper who is not broke. Show me a gossiper who is not broke. Most of the gossipers are broke people. Why? Because they are not doing anything with their lives. They sit and discuss people who are making moves in life. They discuss game changers. They discuss trailblazers. Yeah. It's dangerous to spend your time on rumors. It's dangerous to spend your time on rumors. Number 10. The signs that you are matured is that you are patient with your process. You are patient with your process. It's a sign that you're matured. For some of us, our greatest enemy is our impatience. And that is why not everyone succeeds. Excuse me. That is why there are many people who have failed out there. Not because they were not intelligent, not because they were not smart or they were not clever, but they were impatient. They were impatient. Listen to this. Waiting is not punishment. It's preparation. Waiting on God is not a punishment. It's preparation. But the people who do know their God, they shall be strong. And they that wait upon the Lord shall be strong, and they will mount up high as eagles. They will run, they will not be weary. They will walk, they will not faint. Many of us, we fail to wait, and we don't like the art of waiting. And that's why we never get to where we want to get to with life. Some people failed in life because they left God's training room before their promotion. Some people, that's a quote right there. That's a Facebook post right there. That's a Twitter post right there. Some people failed in life because they left God's training room before their promotion. There are many people. Let me make an example with the church. There are many people who left churches before their promotion came. They left, let's say, not particular churches, but they left the church and they went back to the world. They left the training room before their promotion. And likewise with life, there are many people who give up before their process is over. And today they are called failures in life. I believe you're blessed by tonight. And if you're blessed by this, please share it so that somebody else can also tune in and feed from what you had to feed from today. And if you're watching me on YouTube, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that every time I load a teaching or sermon, you are able to get a notification, or hit a notification bells in order for you to be able to receive the nuggets when I load the nuggets as well there. And Facebook, tag somebody, share the feed so that people that follow you can also watch tonight's episode. I thank you so much for tuning in. Before I let you go, if you have not yet invested in my book, here's a copy of my book, The Call of God, for only 200 Rand. It will bless you. It is a blessed resource, a powerful resource, loaded with the wisdom to guide you into understanding the reason why you are here on earth. Not pastors alone are called, but each and every human being here on earth is called. And if you buy this book, you'll get to understand your reason for breathing. I thank you. And if you want it, you can DM me. Send me a direct message. We'll organize on how you can get it. Maybe you can send it via courier or Pep Store, or probably you can get it from our website, www.blackiconic.co.za, or you can get it also from www.thehouseofprayerministries.co.za. From me and the House of Prayer, from me and Wednesdays with Pastor K. You see, when you're a man with many heads. From me and Wednesdays with Pastor K, I say thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week, same place, same time. God bless you.